You got it, Fight Fan. I swore I was done making videos this weekend, but I think this one is an important one from my perspective. You know, Rockhold was what we call one of those guys. I mean, I don't want to call him a pretty boy, although he certainly was, right? Like, he had all the attributes, speed, power. In fact, my boy Carl Sumanatafa, who's a giant Samoan fighter, like, fought Rockhold in a jiu-jitsu match early on and handled Carl pretty easily. Now, handling Carl pretty easily in a grappling match means that you are an absolute stud. But, look, there is a huge difference, and I bring this up all the time with my organized crime life and my fight game life. You may be a real stud in the ring with rules and everything else. Don't think for 1 minute that makes you an awesome street fighter, because it's just simply not the case. They're completely different relevancies, if you will. My older brother Jason wasn't really particularly an athletic stud in anything. Very handsome, very good looking and all that. But let me tell you about street fighting with Jason. You think you're going to beat Jason in the street fight? Guess what? He will crack a bottle over your head quick as, and he, with no compunction about it. He did not care. Guys like Rockhold, they're really fast, they're really strong, they're really sexy, and they can beat guys like my friend Carl Sumanatafa within a rule set. But when it comes to the street and actually fighting, for your life and whatnot, Rockhold was not able to do that. I mean, who beat him up pretty bad? I think it was Mike Perry, right? Like, Mike Perry was an average MMA fighter, like in the UFC and whatnot. His skills were average, right? But as soon as you took off those little 4-ounce gloves, as soon as you made the rule set, like a blood and guts rule set, Mike Perry starts dominating. And that's the difference in mentality and skill sets and durability and everything else. Guys like Michael Venom Page and Luke Rockhold try to take Mike Perry on in a bare knuckle fight, and they failed miserably. Now, what would he have said before those fights? We'd say, oh no, they're so good at this and so good at that, and they're so incredible. And that's all really nice. But then at the end of the day, things are blood and guts. If people want to relate to it a little more, think of like the guy who's the quarterback on the team versus the guy who is the lineman or the inside linebacker, right? The skill sets are very different. That quarterback may have all the athletic talent in the world, but getting down there in the dirty trenches and getting bloody and stabbing people and whatnot is not what he's going to do. And I make that comparison in my organized crime life all the time. These MMA fighters that I fight with, listen, they're very tough guys within a rule set. I'd like to see them outside that rule set in a real nasty place where you got to fight for survival. It's a totally different thing. It's one of the reasons Mike Perry has flourished as a bare knuckle boxer. Now, Luke is just soupy sales here, as we call it, right? Luke is just upset that his sexiness and his skills and his speed and his strength don't translate to blood and gut skill set. Sorry, Luke, that it's still a sport, brother. That's the way it is. You're lucky you're born in this century. Anybody, read my book, Warrior of the Right.